Hello guys! This is Ragu42, together with the SciCraft crew. Hey guys!
Hey.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
And today's tour is, well, somewhat related to this little machine out here. And on the front side, you might have seen it already. It's this counter. And that means it's quarry time again. So, at the moment this counter is at 718, which means there's 718 layers to go. But this also tells you, of course, that this is not a horizontal quarry, which might sound like one horizontal layer of blocks after each other, but actually a vertical quarry. And I suggest we head there right away. The farm that is behind this Nether portal is our melon farm. So if you haven't seen that, yeah, go check out that episode. But out here,
We made a
looking.
balcony.
Yeah, we are looking into a great abyss. Well, not quite. Of course, there's bedrock at the bottom, but there's largely nothing there. And that's because our quarry has already done a pretty decent job. And this design is mainly based on Pala's work. Where is he?
Right here.
Oops. And
Dude, I'm in
Mango
front of
reminds me about something that I'm too stupid to see. Okay, then let's fly on top here. Because as you can see, there's a pretty large hole in the bedrock. And yeah, someone had a pretty excellent idea for this. How to make such a big hole. And that was Eggscavation. So let's try to fly to the end of the
Did you
whole
mean
thing.
XCOM?
Didn't I say that? And so yeah, you can see this is a pretty large area here. And we still see some dragon eggs lying around. But here we go. And we slowly see some parts of the machinery.
We have mobs spawning.
Ah, crap, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Be careful, we're too spread out. Where
Yeah.
you guys at?
Then we'll have to watch out.
Attack dropper.
Yeah, just fly along the rails. Like those assistant rails for the quarry. But yeah, XCOM, do you want to tell us a bit about your build here?
Oh, it's just an egg dropper.
Just an egg dropper.
Can you elaborate?
Yeah.
It's just let me get there before I can talk about it. Just give me a sec.
Yeah, so I think this is a pretty spectacular view here over this field of a ton of dragon eggs. And, well, I guess most of you will be aware how to remove bedrock using dragon eggs. So if they drop in lazy chunks. Yeah, basically Mojang forgot a line of code.
I can probably explain it. You're just showing the machine over here. It's just a little bit difficult to.
But where are you?
I'm directly on top of the egg dropper.
On the other side.
This corner? Okay, you have to go there.
Okay, let's fly over there. I mean, it's a good opportunity because you guys can actually see how big this area is. Which is
How big is it?
quite impressive. Yeah, so this is over a square kilometer. So over 1,000 blocks.
Exactly.
Exactly 1,000?
Exactly. Yep.
Didn't you go over by accident?
No. It's exactly 1,000.
Ah,
exactly.
exactly.
OCD
accidents.
Yeah, my OCD would have gone crazy. I would have actually had to start over.
But seriously, how could you forget those additional 24 blocks?
Yeah, this is not a megabyte.
Okay, so rails, player right, sitting on a minecart, going forth and back, placing against the trapdoor, placing the eggs. Then the machine is intelligent enough to know when to move forward because you have to be in lazy chunk to drop the eggs, otherwise they don't break the bedrock.
Mm-hmm.
So that stuff machine, that part of the machine on top is the lazy chunk detector, and everything else is just there to remove the eggs and move the machine forward.
Okay, let me see if I can somehow get on top of here so we can see something.
Can you maybe explain the lazy chunk detector?
It's designed by ITA, but ITA's was a single sand detector, and this is a dual sand detector, which makes it 100% reliable. Because otherwise, you have a 50% chance of not being able to detect. ITA designed it, and then we just looked at it and improved it. Put like 2 of them on top
So
of each other.
maybe we should mention the sand is getting pushed up and down, and if you have a lazy chunk, then it drops immediately and it can be detected.
Yep. So that's a pretty cool thing. So the machine knows basically when this entire area here is only lazy loaded, and will then cause all the dragon eggs to drop. So XCOM, remind us again, you place them against the trapdoor from below, right? So
the trapdoor is just there to prevent you from right-clicking the eggs when you're placing them as well. Because if you place them in a block, you can't place them, and they will just start teleporting. So that's why the trapdoors are there. It's just a trick to place them in the right spot without having them teleport.
Okay.
Yeah, this is by far the easiest method to remove large areas of bedrock.
Oh yeah. So I mean, this still took quite a while.
Yeah,
I think XCOM was
this is
you were AFKing here for quite some time.
Yeah, I would say that no one should attempt something like this on this small of a machine. There needs to be a better machine for it.
So this was, I think, several weeks of work.
Yeah, works a week. Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next meme. Yeah, so this removes, of course, quite a lot of bedrock, but also takes a hell lot of dragon eggs and a hell lot of time. So that
the
was...
worst part, I would actually suggest to pick up a couple of eggs. There's one in this shulker box. There is still like 3 layers that needs to be dropped. We can actually drop 1 layer just for a demonstration.
Yep. Maybe you can prepare one, and I'll just be standing here watching.
You can't watch it because it has to be a lazy chunk.
Yeah, well, just the placing. I mean, the dropping we can't see anyways. So
yeah, we can place the. Okay, let me just get things into preparation. If anyone else wants to do it, they're welcome to as well.
go ahead.
We need to place her. There is no redstone blocks anywhere. That's perfect. Or minecarts. I guess
I have a minecart
it's going to be
if you want.
Yeah, that would be cool. Just place it on that detector.
On the detector?
And then remove it afterwards.
I'm gonna log out, otherwise it's chunk loading.
Alright.
And now the auto-save detector is working, and now we can just remove the minecart. Yeah.
Now up here, the thing is running, and yeah, on top of this observer that you can see here, the sand block is going up and down. And okay, XCOM is now just sort of demonstrating.
I'm just doing it manually, yeah.
Things that normally would be sitting in a minecart, maybe with a fast ticker script, so you really get every egg.
Yeah, you can, if you want to, actually, you can try it out and see what it looks like when you're placing them.
Yeah, let me just try to follow you.
I got some eggs here on the ground.
And up here. Yeah. So...
Just right-click on top of the trapdoor and you should place them.
So, okay, now of course I'm getting stuck on the slime blocks while walking here, which in a minecart is not such a big problem. So it's quite a bit faster, but yeah, I think you can get an idea how this is working.
Yeah, and the end
Yeah,
is pretty much interesting. The most interesting part, I guess, is the logic circuit that knows when to place, when to move forward and when not to. It's a machine. I think actually, yeah, it was something I carved out of Peter Jang's flying counter. So when you place this last egg, it does some magic trick over there. About to do it right now. If you're watching.
Yep, go ahead. And some logic has happened.
Yeah, the tape that just moves, shuffles these observers, and if the observers are in a specific state, they will crush the eggs, and if they're in this state, the one that I'm standing on, which is kind of unique, it will move the machine forward, so it knows when to move forward and when not to move forward. Because
So basically, with a bunch of cases here with the glass blocks where it does nothing, the observers facing downwards where it crushes the eggs, and moving forward when like this horizontal observer is there.
So basically this counts to 10, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So to 10 because we have like 5 bedrock layers, and also gives a signal when the egg is removed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very nice, I think. And yeah, it allowed us to clear, as we already mentioned, the square kilometer of space here, and I'm almost getting stuck. But I think with that, let's head back to the rest of the thing. So yeah, we're flying here quite a lot because this is a pretty huge area. But let's also see what we're doing now that we got rid of the nether roof. And I hope I'll arrive at the right spot. At least I found a trench. So running a 1000 wide quarry is a bit challenging, to say the least. Well, actually we're running... Are we running it at the full width by now?
Yep.
Yeah, but you can see it's getting a little more choppy here in terms of frames. Where should we meet? Oh, there's actually some stuff coming in. There we go. Oh yeah, very nice thing. There it goes, and we should hear an explosion in a second. Boom. There it goes. So yeah, we had quite a few quarries by now, and maybe you've seen some designs on Mango's channel. This one is one of the first vertical quarries, so it digs one vertical slice at a time, which has the big advantage. Sorry?
Getting mob spawning. Should we try to meet somewhere so we don't wreck the quarry with ghasts?
Let's meet on the west side. I'm already heading there. So yeah, since this quarry mines like one layer here, or one vertical layer at a time, we are not so much bothered by the length of the quarry, since before this led to a quadratic complexity with respect to the length of the field we want to mine, which means twice the length of the quarry would yield 4 times the time it takes to mine everything. But this one is only quadratic in the height, but the height is pretty much constant and much smaller. So this is only like the typical Nether 120 blocks high instead of 1000. So if you take the difference between 1000 squared and 120 squared, you can sort of get an idea how much faster this is. And yeah, maybe Pella, you want to tell us how long it takes for each slice to be mined?
For each slice? You mean like for one column?
Yeah.
It takes about 2.5 hours, so we mine about 10 or 11 slices, well, layers a day, I guess. In total, it's going to take about 100 days to mine this entire perimeter.
Yeah, so 100 days was also our last nether quarry, but that one was only like a regular size perimeter, so about 300 blocks. While this one is now 3 times as long. Well, the width is kind of independent. It all works in parallel. But yeah, that already tells you how much faster it is.
Well, the width is also not trivial because if you have too much lag, you can't make it this wide.
Yeah, okay.
And they
Fair enough.
can
And I seem
actually
to have
run
chunk
at a
loading
reasonable
issues.
TPS.
Let me see if I can... Ah, now it reloads. Very nice. So yeah, what's happening here? You've already seen the flying machine coming up, and I think it should be coming up again in a second. But what's also happening is that we have these terracotta lanes here, with the rails on top, and we are sending in a whole bunch of hopper minecarts which are picking up the items. So we are not transporting everything down below the quarry and collecting stuff there on a stationary situation, which of course doesn't work for these quarries since the entire quarry basically moves ahead. And let me see if I can get somewhere over here. Yeah, that works. Yeah, so here the minecarts are dropping onto 4 rails, which all run below this endstone. Endstone simply because it has a high blast resistance. And then we are pushing in all the blocks that are mined from the quarry. Have a bunch of TNT tubers here. And yeah, let's see if we can observe another blast when stuff is coming in. But yeah, that might just take a little bit of time.
20 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, you can see we get all kind of nether blocks here. So with a bunch of soul sand, netherrack, but even some small pieces of a fortress, which is, well, kind of special about this perimeter. But actually not so much in a positive sense. Let's see. Okay. There, you roughly saw it. I wasn't at the best spot. Let me try to get through here. Okay. Yeah, so that way we get a hell lot of items. Oh, and the second blast is coming in. There we go. So we have a whole bunch of items here. Minecarts are going through. And you can see them being picked up just as the minecarts are coming along. So how many blocks do we mine here per hour?
No idea. In total, there's about 60 million netherrack. 60, 65.
Okay, so we have something like, what is that? 600,000 per day?
Yeah.
Which I think is quite decent. I mean, this would take a few people to mine, and you would have to be mining 24/7. Which is...
Oh, we also have a scoreboard.
Yeah.
Oh,
the quarry is roughly equivalent of someone mining for 15 hours a day.
Yeah,
So the scoreboard shows how much each person on the server has mined in terms of netherrack, and you can see the quarry's way ahead. So what we have achieved in 3 years combined, Quarry has done in the last 4 weeks multiple times.
Yep. I mean,
They're
even
closing
Enemy
them.
and Mango were defeated by the Quarry, so that's clearly telling.
Rather easily. Rather easily defeated.
Not just defeated, you were crushed.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Quarry is cheating, though. Quarry is cheating. He's using more than 60 friends.
Oh yeah. Probably more than 60 TNT tubers.
Maybe
could say
mention
they
why.
were-
Maybe mention why we need to alternate the TNT tubers.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Okay, so basically, if you shoot off all the TNTs at once, it can happen. Actually, it happens that items get created by the first TNT and then immediately destroyed by the TNT next to it. So we fire them off with about 15 seconds of delay in between each other, and that way the minecarts have enough time to collect all the items before the next TNT destroys them.
Yeah, so even if we would fire the TNT in the same game tick, they still have an update order. And yeah, blame everything to the update order. Yeah, that way basically the one, even if they explode in the same tick, one creates the items, the other one already destroys them, so we would have a significantly lower yield of items. Which kinda sucks. Yeah, should we take a look at the unloading station?
Sure.
So there's a whole bunch of signal lines coming in here when the quarry should move.
Yeah, there's on offline and 4 minecarts, and the one on the bedrock actually leads towards the Nether hub, incrementing or decrementing the score by 1 each time we move forward a slice.
Where is it? The line?
the bedrock next to the upper minecarts.
Oh, yeah.
First is a rail, and then it turns into instant repeater line, the unloaded chunks.
Yeah, so that thingy you can see back there. And yeah, this monstrosity here is the unloading station, or actually also the minecart dispenser. So we have a whole bunch of minecarts stored up here, but yeah, we also need quite a large amount of those. So in case something happens in one, gets lost for whatever reason, we have a bunch spare. But yeah, you can imagine that if you have to send through 4 minecarts every 15 seconds, and they take a couple minutes to do the full loop, well, that's not that easy. So yeah, I think
it's also not the lag-friendliest thing in the world.
Yeah, the minecart's actually one of the biggest issues, that we need so many to pick everything up.
Should we mention the Nether fires?
Oh, yeah, go ahead, tell.
There's a suggestions in Mojira that Nemban made about Nether fires causing a lot of lag. It's a code suggestion from Nemban. Because normally Nether fires have this annoying property where the every 2 seconds, or 1.5 to 2 seconds, they schedule an update. And every update causes a lot of strain on the server, a lot. And because in the Nether you have thousands of fires because they spawn naturally, we have put the fix from Nemban on the server currently, just to remove those annoying updates. Otherwise, the server would just grind to a halt.
Yeah, since we're loading quite a bit of the Nether here, this just wouldn't work otherwise. So yeah, let's. We can already see items coming in here from the unloading. So there's some fast unloaders here. And yeah, you can see all the items being pushed together and then sliding over some ice tracks. Maybe we can get a look at it. Made it. Nice. So yeah, bunch of cakes to align stuff. And I'm already picking up stuff. Great. Yeah, a lot of netherrack, which is actually being transferred into the next storage. And I would guess the big one here, let's take a quick look, is all filled up with netherrack. So this is all shulker boxes, completely full of netherrack, and with a bunch of indicators here. Yep, that one is filled. Was filled, what point? Okay, so the next slice will also lock at some point. Or like be completely filled. Does anyone know how much netherrack we already have here? By chance?
16 million.
You can calculate.
16 million is at the scoreboard.
Oh, right. Fair point. So yeah, this is of course the vast majority of blocks we get, but we also have a bunch of other things.
They're not in those chests, Ragu. Come with me.
Yeah, right here. So that's quite a bit of nether quartz. So what's that? That's 54 shulker boxes plus another 18. So
that's
some
like
72.
That's like 120k.
In total, we're gonna have about 500,000 nether quartz once the quarry finishes the perimeter.
Okay, that's a really nice number. 500,000, if you imagine how much you would have to mine for that.
And we're actually gonna need it.
1,000 by 1,000.
Oh yeah, we'll need it for some concepts we have in mind at the moment.
A new quarry. I've already shown it in my channel. So we made a new version of the quarry, which is even faster. So I've already shown it, and we will definitely build it in survival at some point. And that's why we need this quarry to get enough quartz for the observers.
Yeah, and it's located so far away, this mess up biome.
Shh.
Yeah, no spoilers. Also, there will be an amazing video soon on XCOM's channel. It will blow your socks off. You should definitely subscribe to XCOM so you don't miss it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff happening. And I mean, we even got more ideas on quarries already. But yeah, we don't want to spoil everything yet. Yeah, is there anything else for this part here?
Maybe does minecart unsorted top? Is that interesting?
Sure. go ahead.
Okay, so at the top, all the incoming minecarts occasionally could happen if the quarry moves forwards, that we have some minecarts that are stacked together and occupy the same space. And basically, this machine here unstacks them again. So if you have multiple minecarts on top of the slime block, they're shot up. Only one minecart would be pushed out. And yeah, that's how we unstack minecarts again, if that should happen. Otherwise, the quarry could get stuck. And then they're sorted into the 4 lanes again.
Yeah, this actually looks pretty neat when you think about it. How quickly it gets sorted into the different chambers here. So basically 2 binary switches or junctions. You can see, so it's first alternating, let me see, right here, between those 2. And then each one of those has an additional junction to route to do different slots. So yeah. That's definitely...
Oh, you guys didn't talk about this switch over here.
Which one?
Your ugly switch.
There we go.
This is how you turn it on and off. It's fantastic. Look how beautiful it is.
Yep. I'm completely baffled. Out of words. Just amazing. What should I say? It looks excellent. No.
Oh no.
Alright.
No. You will stop with that.
Alright, we got one small thing we still want to give you an update on. So I guess we'll leave here and see you at the other place. So we're here at our chorus fruit farm. We've already shown at some point. So just for people who don't know it, basically you place a chorus fruit in front of this observer. The machine triggers and 0 ticks endstone blocks below the chorus fruit, which causes it to instantly grow by 1 block. So it doesn't grow out to the side, but always straight up. Yep, you get a bit of lag and all the chorus fruit here is falling down. But of course this would need a lot of flowers and you don't get them back automatically. So you actually have to break them by hand. And for this purpose, so yeah, just what I collected here from the side. It's over a stack. So you can imagine it's pretty fast. But yeah, we want to get the flowers back. Yeah, the flowers? Is that what I called? Yeah. And for this, we basically have a station on top at build limit. So we're here very low in the world, Y9. And pretty much at build limit with a station where a second player could be standing AFK, just holding left click with an axe and actually breaking them and sometimes making even a profit because you can spread out to the side at that point. So yeah, to get up there, so far we always had to fly up with our elytras, which was a bit bothersome. But now we finally have an elevator here. And actually it's again a llama-vator. Yay! So let me show you how this is working. So I'm just stepping on the pressure plate. Now if I would get off and not on the llama, Mango would get aggro. But if I right click it takes a second and we're up here. That's a pretty cool way to get up on top, I think. And pretty fast. So after it's triggered, how long does it take or how fast is it?
Less than a second.
For about 250 blocks. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, it's I think 320 meters a second.
Yeah. So translocation is unfortunately gone, of course, but yeah, this is sort of a bit of a remnant of some changes.
Is somebody still down there? Could somebody place a chorus flower?
Yeah,
I'll just place it against that observer. That's it. That's all you need to do.
Where is some flowers? I can't find.
There's a dropper below
There's a hedge and there's a dispenser dropper.
So we would just stand like right here. Let me try to align myself a bit better. Just ever so slightly on the side, hold down left click, and if XCOM manages to place a chorus fruit.
It's coming. Should I place another?
Of course, takes a little bit of time. Oh, no, that's perfectly fine. Okay, now it was very hard to see, of course. Let me see if I can do this even more accurately. Okay, so this is a bit finicky, but you can just stand here AFK And when the next flower is coming in, maybe we can see something. Oh, there you saw it. I quickly broke the flower head. Oops, no, I missed it. So yeah, we would also get those back, and in some rare cases they even spread out to the side, like one basically to the back here against or towards this piston and one towards the player, and then you could even harvest 2 of them, so you make a very small surplus, which is always required because you basically never have 100% collection efficiency, so if you'd always have only one, you would very slowly go down, but if there's a way to make a surplus, we can sort of compensate it. But yeah, we make something, I don't know, like half a stack per hour, if you're perfectly aligned.
Something like that.
So it's a very small surplus, but it just keeps the farm running.
Okay.
All right.
There's also something we have to talk about, this elevator.
Yep.
So this only works in 1.12. Immediately after we made the video, Mojang fixed it, and it will be broken in future 1.12 and 13 versions and so on. That's a shame.
Yeah, so we are still on the regular 1.12 since the other fixes are not really that crucial for us. Yeah, I mean,
so literally one day after we built it, it got removed.
It's a bit of a shame.
I mean
those fast elevators are pretty cool.
Yeah, so I don't see the problem, but if Mojang things, they cause issues.
Maybe we should mention this one is based on the fact that if you're inside a farmland and the farmland turns to dirt, you get put on top of it. And I think this was shown by Skybox, right?
Yeah, that was shown by Starbucks, and the concept that the farmland turns into dirt while it's moving is shown by Coolman.
And Coolman showed that you can make it in survival without command blocks and
without retilling the dirt every time.
Yes, and I think 7 hours after his video was out, we came up with this version and the published one as well. And this is a later version, I think. And this was built 21 hours after the original concept video was out.
Now that's a pretty decent reaction time, I would say.
Yeah, then the thing was patched around less than 36 hours.
I think it was in conjunction with another video from another YouTuber that crashed servers, and their reaction was...
Oh, that's a different version.
No, that's
it is?
They made a different version for that. Yeah, they made 1.12.2. This is 1.12 fixed in 1.12.1.
Well, whatever, it's gone.
Yeah, sadly. Unfortunately. So we'll have to place yet another elevator here at some point. But yeah, we still want to show you this because I think it's pretty cool to go up that quickly. And
for this situation, it was perfect. You have to go from bedrock to sky limit. It was perfect here.
Yeah. So just again to explain how this is working. So basically, if the farmland here would turn into dirt, you would get put on top of it if you're stuck in the block before. But yeah, basically farmland also temporarily converts to dirt if it gets moved. So basically the block 36 of farmland is the block 36 of dirt. And yeah, therefore you get the same effect, or got the same effect in this version. Yeah, with that, I think we're gonna wrap up this episode and take a little flight around this tower. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Hope you enjoyed this tour about another quarry and a nice elevator, which is unfortunately already broken in newer versions. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it anyways. And with this, you and Tittle dying, we say goodbye and see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.